Welcome to Milan, where Europe's premier rock show is out on the road once again. Now tonight we are bringing you exclusive coverage of Skid Row and their much anticipated new album, Subhuman Race, which hits the shops tomorrow. And that means you can be first to hear new material from the album. We've got exclusive live performances, in-depth interviews with all band members, and we're also going to be premiering Skid Row's brand new video for My Enemy. So be one of the first to join Skid Row's Subhuman Race. It's all coming at you from Milan in Italy with the Youth Gone Wild. It's another edition of Headbangers Ball. Crank it up. Yes, welcome to Milan for a Subhuman special edition of Headbangers Ball. Over the next 2.5 hours, we're going to be coming to you from the beautiful city of Milan and bringing you the inside track on the new Skid Row album, Subhuman Race, which is released tomorrow. And joining me first up in the sunshine here, I've got Rachel and Rob. So welcome back to Headbangers Ball, and also back to Europe, you guys, because you've been away for a little while now. So how does it feel to actually be back on the road, having been away for something like 2.5 years, I think?
Yeah, Donington was the last show we played, August 22nd. I feel like I said all this before at one time. Yeah, and yeah, 92, right? 92. And, you know, we're coming back, playing the clubs, doing the listening parties. It feels really good. You know?
How have the shows been going?
Really well. We did 10 of them in the States, and they went really cool. And now this is our third one in Europe, and I think we have like 4 more after this. But it's going really well, really well.
Now, lots of viewers have been writing in and asking, you know, hey, why does Skid Row come over for the first time in a long while and play just little clubs when you obviously could play much, much bigger arenas? Now, what's the philosophy behind this current European tour?
What we wanted to do was to do a promotional tour, basically, and we're doing a lot of interviews and press, and we figured while we'd be out on the road, we might as well go ahead and play. I mean, since that's what we love to do anyway. And we figured, you know, we're still fans of other bands as well, so we figured that if we had the chance to go to a club and see one of our favorite bands, you know, how cool would that be? So it's kind of like almost a warm-up period for us too, and a chance for people to see the band in a real intimate setting. And we play the album, you know, over and over and over and over and over again. And we play for about 2 hours. We play about half the new songs off the album, and we do all of our old stuff off the first album, Slave, and B-sides.
Yeah. That must be quite a challenge to play the new material when nobody's heard it yet.
Yeah, we've done it. It seems every time we do a record, we always end up doing it that way for some reason. The first album, it came out the day we were playing. Where was that? Dallas, at Reunion Arena, when we were on tour with Bon Jovi.
It was the same day.
Yeah, it came out the same day, and then with Slave to the Grind, we were out with Guns for almost 3 weeks before the record actually came out. It was weird because both bands didn't have their record out at the time. So, I mean, there was a lot of thinking and deciding going on as far as the crowd goes. But this thing, it's cool. In the States, well, we're flying everywhere here, but in the States, we just had one bus, and usually we have 4 buses, 2 band and 2 crew, so now we have like 15 people jammed onto one bus. It was pretty chaotic most of the time.
It smells good too.
Yeah, it smells really good too, and if you're a non-smoker, it's really healthy for you.
Well, it's a good way to get back into the touring vibe, I'm sure. Now, just sort of going to the starting point for Subhuman Race, there was this much publicised rift between Sebastian and Snake. What exactly went on there, and how was it finally resolved?
It's kind of silly, really. It's a shame that the whole thing really got out in the press. I mean, it was just like any relationship, you know. You're bound to have problems, and you know, if it's, you're not going to go through your whole life without having problems within, interrelationships. So it was just something that went down, and we had been out of the public eye for a while. So all of a sudden, it got into the press. There was this big problem. Skid Row was going to break up, and it's really a bunch of crap. It was just, it was a problem between them, and they worked it out, aired their differences, and here we are again. And like Rachel said, he said, in a couple of weeks we're gonna have a whole set of different problems. So
Yeah.
so the press can have a whole other field day with writing stories.
And everyone knows the only bad press is an obituary. So I mean, everyone still was talking about Skid Row because they thought we were breaking up. So we didn't. We're still here. Everything's cool.
Well, thank you for setting the record straight. That's really, really good to know. Well, we have got the first video from Subhuman Race debuting on Headbangers Ball tonight, and I'll let Rachel set this video up for us.
It's a video for the first single, My Enemy, which is also the first song off the record. We shot it with Matt Mahern in New York City, who's known for Metallica and Motley Crue, Suicidal. Who else? He's done just about everyone. New Bush video. He's really good, very talented guy. So this is My Enemy.
It's probably actually the only video we actually had fun making.
Yeah, psychotherapy.
Psychotherapy, right? But we had he made doing the video fairly painless. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see it now. This is Skid Row from the album Subhuman Race, which hits the shops tomorrow. First video, My Enemy. Enjoy. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. We just got back from the new Van Halen video, the second single from Balance. That was Can't Stop Lovin' You. And it's a special edition of Headbangers Ball dedicated to Skid Row. We're going subhuman here in Milan. And as you can see, Rachel and Rob are still with me, and we're talking about the new album. And to my mind, not that I'm in a band or anything, but when you come to record a new album, I'm sure there are various different pressures, expectations of fans, your own expectations of yourselves, and also I think for rock and metal in the 90s, also this kind of worry that the old guard of metal has kind of all but died. I mean, we've seen what happened to Motley Crue, for example. What were the pressures, or if any, I mean, I might be completely wrong here, but what were the pressures that came to bear when you went in to record this album?
I think the main pressure was the fact that we hadn't had an album out in so long, and we were writing and trying not to write a record that we already did. I mean, that was a slight pressure, but not as much as the fact it's like, okay, do people even still remember who the hell we are? Do people even care? With the musical environment, it changed at least twice since Slave to the Grind came out. So right from the beginning, right from the writing process, we kind of tried to experiment a little bit more, because if there's any time that you're able to experiment, it's now. Probably more so now than it has been since like the late 60s or whatever. So the main concern was the fact that do people even remember who the hell we are, and then just by doing this listening party thing, and the fact that My Enemy was released in New York to a New York radio station, we were really worried about it because it was a big station. It ended up being the most requested in the history of the station.
Congratulations.
Thanks. So we're like,
there's no problem here. Yeah.
I mean, what kind of challenges did this new album throw up? Because you'd kind of been, like you said, you'd been away for a couple of years, and there had been a little rift and so on. I mean, what was the most difficult thing about getting back on with course with this album?
I guess kind of deciding on what we wanted to do with the songs, because we didn't want to overthink things, because we still want everything to come as natural as it possibly can.
I thought the hardest thing was getting together in the studio to practice. that was we love to practice.
What was the catalyst that brought you all back together?
Basically, was that Tampa show in Florida. We we had been off for just about 2 years, and I met this promoter in a New York club, and he said, "Man, wouldn't it be great if you guys could headline the show in Tampa?" And it was like 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, and I said, dude, I'd love to, but we haven't played in 2 years, and I doubt you're gonna talk the other guys into doing a show in 3 weeks, and never mind headlining. And so I went back and mentioned it to the guys. The management mentioned it to the guys, and they said, yeah, let's do this. So we got in right away. We practiced for a week straight, and that was really when we saw the the people, it was just, they were starving to have a good time again, at a rock show, and we had a great time, and we're like, God, this is fun, man. Let's hurry up and write another album, and that really was the catalyst.
So the chemistry started to flow again.
Yeah, and of course it was an outdoor gig, so it rained. Just as bad as Donington, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
It seems every time we do an outdoor gig, it rains or there's like a sandstorm or, well, I don't know.
Well, I hope it doesn't rain here in sunny Milan for the Headbangers Ball Skid Row special. But anyway, we have to go to commercials right now, and we will talk to the guys some more after that, talk more in depth about the new record. But taking us into that first short break, we've got Skid Row live at the factory in Milan. You can enjoy a little bit of this live performance excerpt, and we'll see you after the break for more Subhuman festivities.
Jesus, he knows the story. He knows the position but I forgot the feeling. To get fucked, we are being. Don't me a dancer. Come out, drink my water. You look at me like I'm cellular. You talk to me like I'm cellular. Jumping into the cellular race.
Yo, you're back with the Headbangers Ball. It's the Skid Row special coming to you from Milan, and we just enjoyed Machine Head Old, and that is exclusive to Headbangers Ball, so you won't see it anywhere else apart from right here. Hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, we're going to talk to Rachel and Rob a little bit more about all things to do with the new album Subhuman Race. And as if you need reminding, it is out tomorrow, so very good timing for this show, actually, isn't it? I think.
What date is it actually? What is it?
The 26th of March.
Oh, okay, there we go. Yes,
Right. Now listen, guys.
I thought the album came out on the 24th.
It's 27th.
27th here, 24th across Scandinavia, I think, and then the 28th in Japan.
Put it out all at once. Isn't it a whole lot easier?
Can't we all just get along?
Be easier, actually.
I
But
don't know. It's 28th in the States. Doesn't really matter because we're in Milan.
Yeah.
now listen, I want to talk a little bit about the songwriting process that was kind of utilised this time around. I mean, this is probably the most band effort of all your albums to date, but that was really more on the musical front than the lyrical front?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we did things kind of the way we always did it, except everyone did it this time. Like, Snake and I wrote a lot together, as we usually do, but this time we paired off with each other. My Enemy, for instance, was a riff Scotty, Rob, and myself came up with during sound check in, like, South America. And then after that, Scotty and I went back to my room and finished the song, and it just sat there for like a year. And, we did a lot of that kind of stuff. We got up to the studio, and songs like Breaking Down and Beat Yourself Blind weren't even finished, and we kind of finished them in pre-production and just threw it right onto tape. So it was pretty cool doing it like that, because we'd never done that before. And it gave everything like a more spontaneous feel, I think.
I was going to say that, actually. I mean, Rob, what do you think will surprise people most about the album? Because this show is kind of like a preview for them. They can actually go out and buy it and listen to it tomorrow. Do you think there's anything that's going to really stand out and surprise people?
Well, I think there's a lot of different.
The fact that we did good.
yeah, the fact that we put out an album. No, what I think there's a real wide variety on here. There's a lot of different things, and I also think there's some stuff when they hear it. It's very new sounding for Skid Row. There's some stuff in that. Probably before they even hear Baz singing, they're going to say, who the hell's this, I think Breaking Down is quite a departure for us. I think the songs, Eileen's a little bit different. I think Free Fallin'.
That's really different for us.
Yeah.
That's really different.
It's so different for us, we decided not to do it. We gave
Betty do it.
Fire Sign and Remains to be Seen. I think those 4 songs are really a departure for us.
We'll be showing you some live performance throughout tonight's show, so watch out for that. But just, Rachel, just quickly going back to your point, you work with Bob Rock, who we know, big producer, very good musician in his own right. He actually incorporated some quite unorthodox methods in the studio, didn't he? Did his kind of unorthodox ideas contribute to this spontaneity?
Oh yeah, a lot. I mean, we've had the you know, what's the word I'm looking for? We've been lucky enough to work with like two of the best producers in the world, Michael Wagner and Bob Rock, and it's like they both work so different, but it worked out well for the band. We had to get used to the way Bob worked because he's very spontaneous. He doesn't like do things in order, and it's kind of like controlled chaos almost in the studio. But
which was very hard for us to get used to.
Yeah.
Which I think he did that kind of on purpose. He wanted to break down everything that we were used to doing and make us uncomfortable with that, you know, in that respect. But at the same time, he also wanted to make you comfortable so that your performance came out, you know. So by breaking down what our norms, what we were used to, and making us uncomfortable to be spontaneous, but at the same, if that makes any sense.
Yes, I understand. I do understand. I'm sure everybody does.
You do, because you lost me somewhere between the comfortable and no, just kidding.
Well, anyway, we will talk to the guys some more, and actually that's I want to carry on a little bit on that topic a bit later on in the show. But right now we got to go to some more music, because we do guarantee you maximum metal per minute here on Headbangers Ball. And as it's a Skid Row special, let's see some more Skid Row on video. Well, as you can see, the sun is shining on this Subhuman special edition of Headbangers Ball. We're coming to you from Milan on the Skid Row European Club Tour, and Rachel and Rob, as you can see, are in fine spirits here in Milan, and we'll talk a little bit about kind of more the lyrics on the album now. Rachel, if I can come to you first of all, would you say that the album kind of has a loose concept or some kind of overall theme running through it? Because it seems to me that many of the songs deal with the kind of perversities of today's society, and it's kind of quite an introspective album.
Yeah, I mean, just the whole concept behind the title, Subhuman Race, was just the fact that we're too quick to prejudge each other, you know, by color of skin or race or wherever we're from. And it's just something that had been bothering me for a while, and probably always will until we get our stuff together here. But it, you know, it kind of runs in and out of some of the songs. Cut it out. Rob, you're treating me good now, right? Go ahead, get it over with. Give me the freaking flower. But you know, it was just something that we all thought about, because it seemed like nowadays more than ever the Andy Warhol theory is coming true. You know, you could get on a
Famous for 15 minutes.
15 minutes, and I mean, as long as like you had some really dysfunctional problem in your family, you know, you could go on TV and just talk about it. And it's just like, it's just, things are so weird, and people are so ready just to dwell on bad things rather than just, you know, because it's a hell of a lot easier to be nice to someone. It takes way too much energy to be nasty. And
I mean, that is an interesting point, because the news on television is always the news on television is always bad news, isn't it? They never really report anything good that's going on in the world. But I mean, sort of following on from that, Rob, you guys, you spent 22 months on the road on the last album, Slave to the Grind, and you know, it has to be said that that is something of an unreal existence. Was this kind of an album and a reaction?
Subhuman pace. There
Was the album kind of like a reaction to actually coming back and taking a few steps back from that kind of lifestyle, and actually, for want of a better way of describing it, actually kind of going back to the real world and seeing all the awful things that were going on?
Yeah, well, that's also part of the reason why you didn't hear from us for a good 3 years, is because, you know, we had been locked up together on a tour bus for 22 months, and we just needed to get away. I mean, it was just too much.
I can understand that.
Yeah, good. And yeah, we went to our own separate corners of the world, and because we just kind of tried to get back into the real world, do things, you know, do things at home, you know, take the dog to the park, you know, things normal people would do, and just try to be a real person again, you know, and just enjoy the fruits of success.
Yes, exactly. Because you do have to have time to enjoy them and to take stock of everything that you've achieved. And this actually, I don't want to compare you to Queensryche, but I don't know if you're into their new album Promised Land, but like Queensryche, your album's kind of looking inwards and kind of questioning things. And I was wondering that if, like Queensryche, you actually found success like a double-edged sword, that it had a very good upside, but also actually had a downside.
I can really I can really touch on that one. I mean, for me, you know, it most likely brought about the demise of my marriage.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, don't be. I mean, it's, you know, it's like, you know, it's a relationship, like I said, and you know, there was just.
You're right. Does the flower make you feel better?
You missed the chance.
Yeah, I did. I was reaching for it, but the mic was in.
But yeah, with, you know, with anything good, eventually comes something bad, and you know, you make your choices and let things fall where they may. And you know, I decided that this band is the most important thing in my life, and this is what I needed to do. And if you know, I had to make certain sacrifices for it, and so be it. There is a double-edged sword there.
Yeah, I mean, being successful is definitely fun. You know, got to buy really fast jet skis. It's just, I mean, none of us live real extravagant lifestyles, you know what I mean? We still live in New Jersey. I'm an hour away from all my family and friends, and you know, there's no reason like to move to LA or anything. But you know, it's good that we could still get another chance at going out, and that you know, the fans stuck around as long as we were gone, because that the loyalty amazes me, you know, and it's something that we could always be really proud of, because our fans, you know, stuck it out the whole time we were gone. It's very cool.
It's a great feeling to get back up on stage and just have the whole room. I mean, you can feel the energy in these clubs that we've been doing, and it's something that I've missed. You know, being away for 3 years. You know, it's like you can't wait to get off the road after 22 months, and then after 3 years, you're like, God, I can't wait to get back on the road again. And here we are.
Well, may I say on behalf of all Skid Row fans out there in Europe that it's great to have you guys back, and we're pleased that you're pleased to be back. So we have to go to our next short break right now, but after that, our Skid Row Subhuman race special will continue. We got more action from Milan, change of location coming up after the break, and we'll be talking to some of the other guys in the band, so watch out for that. But taking us into the break right now, once again, a live performance extract from Skid Row. Here they are on stage at the factory in Milan, and we'll see you after the break for more Skid Row.
I'm thinking another save the castle rocket. This is right now, most of happens to keep you alive. But every shotgun I'm shooting your mouth, something turning blood. See Messiah, a persecution, and I'm doing fine. Only if you stay, and don't buy what you say. I tell you now, let me see ya, America. I won't leave if you stay. I don't buy what you say. I can't say that you're a war fuck. If you're a new man, let me see a miracle.
Hi there, welcome back to the Headbangers Ball. It's our Skid Row Subhuman race special coming to you from Milan, and right now we are at the cathedral, which you can see there in the background, and joining me here in the main square I've got Sebastian. So thanks for joining me, Seb. Welcome back to Europe, and how are you feeling today?
Feeling great. It feels really good to be back. Yeah.
Now, let's get straight to the nitty-gritty about the album. And you actually had like 2.5 years away from making music. How did it feel when you actually got back and got into like songwriting and recording mode?
It felt great. I mean, get a shot of this here for a second. I mean, this is like, you know, a day in the life here for Skid Row, and to say the least, it's just a little bit different sitting at home, you know, with the remote control in your hand, watching TV. You know, I mean, when you get to do this every single day, it's it's really a magic existence. It's a lot of fun. So
It's great to come to some of these really beautiful places
I
and
know.
meet new people.
yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah.
Now, it seems to me that for this album, you kind of have become a lot more disciplined, perhaps on a personal level and on a kind of a musical level as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first album was kind of a very, very innocent record. You know, I was 19 years old when I did the first album, and it was very kind of a like when I read my interviews from back then, it's like, so how is it being in the rock and roll industry? And I'm like, everybody's so nice, man. They're all on my side, you know. And you know, there's no. You know, I thought everybody was one for all, you know. So then when we came off the road for the first album, we found out kind of how like shark infested the waters are of this industry, and that the Slave to the Grind record that came out of that was a statement of like aggression and kind of fuck you, you know, to the whole world. This album, and Beside Ourselves, was just a fun cover album, but this album we really wanted to make like each song have its own colors, you know, and feelings and emotions, instead of just like one album with one kind of sound. We wanted each song to have different kinds of dynamics. Ew!
Well, you certainly achieved that. I mean, what aspects of the writing and recording of the new album did you personally find the most challenging?
Just basically working with Bob Rock is so much different than working with Michael Wagner. The way that he does things is a different style. So
Quite unorthodox in cases from what I've read.
yeah, he's got like the tapes, the 48 tracks going like at all times, you know. So even if you say, hey, I want to try something that might not sound good, so don't tape it, he'll go, okay, whatever. And then, you know, you'll try your thing, and I'll be like, man, did you get that? He's like, of course, I don't give a shit what you say. You know. So he had things taped all the time. So like a song like Beat Yourself Blind, which is my favorite in the album, that's like the first time we ever really did it, really, because we had the riff, we had like some of the words and stuff, but the first time we ever actually played it was right what you hear on the album. So,
Very spontaneous.
yeah.
And also, just very quickly, it seems to me that one thing I really appreciated about the new album was that your voice is a lot more controlled. And I know that you have taken singing lessons before, but I think for this album, you actually you didn't over-sing, and you tried some different kind of techniques, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I proved to everybody that I can scream. You know, people know that I can do
Give us one now.
It's like Bob's like, Sebastian, you don't have to prove that you can scream. Everybody knows you can. Because that was, you know, me in the past. I just wanted to like blow up the mic, you know, and that's a fun thing, you know, but I've done that, and I want to use all different kinds of my, you know,
Show your full range.
Exactly. Like a song like, you know, My Enemy has got like, you know, a cool vibe to it, but it's still got the aggression, you know, so I'm learning how to get the emotions out in different styles.
Well, thanks for that, Sebastian. We're going to talk to Seb a little bit later on in the show, but right now we got the new video from DAD coming up for you. Their new album, Help You're Selfish, is charting right across Europe, and we're going to see the new video for Reconstructed, and it's coming up after these tour dates for DAD. More from Skid Row after that. Well, joining me next on this special Subhuman edition of Headbangers Ball, I have got Snake and Scotty. So welcome to the show, you guys. How are you doing? I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. It's good to be back in Europe. It's been a long time since we've seen you.
We're very pleased to see you. I'm very pleased to see you, everybody out there. I know from the letters we've had and everything. Really looking forward to the album, which is out tomorrow. So bear that in mind.
That's good, because I just bought this house behind you. I'm just getting ready to redecorate it right now.
We're going to paint it this afternoon.
That's going to be a long job.
Looking marble's got to go. Siding for this.
Well, anyway, let's talk a little bit about the album, because in earlier segments we've talked about some of the kind of unorthodox techniques that Bob Rock used in the studio.
Right.
You know, and it seems
like
to me...
showing up and things like that. You know?
Don't give the game away. It seems to me that... you know, that you actually, a lot of things came together very quickly and very spontaneously. Did that really help to keep the kind of energy levels up when you finished one song and you were really, really pleased with it and you were like fired up for the next song?
Definitely. I mean, you know, spontaneity is what it's all about, you know. I mean, just getting in there and getting creative and the whole thing like that. I mean, it sounds cliche, but that's definitely what it's about. This guy's great.
You never knew from day to day like where the song was going to go. He doesn't work in the traditional method of like, okay, lay down the drums and do this and do that and building one song at a time. It's like one day I would come in and I'd be playing guitars on one thing and the bass wouldn't be done and there'd be no vocals on it. Then another day I'd be playing on something else where the vocals would be there but there'd be no Scotty's rhythm guitar or anything like that. So for us it kept the game going really good, you know, and every day the window of creativity was always open. And so it wasn't just like you were going in and playing your parts. It's like, well, come up with something, man, you know, just come up with something new and different. So that was really cool. It was a good experience, a challenging one.
Good. That's, you know, that's so important, isn't it? Especially when you're like on your third full-length album. So keep that up. There is a lot of diversity on the new album, and when people can go out and listen to it tomorrow, do you think that came about because it was so much of a kind of group effort and people brought different influences?
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone was so involved in the writing from the ground up. You know, when we got in a rehearsal studio and we started jamming, everybody was throwing all these different ideas around, and there was just so much passion in that room, you know, and it's just so much electricity. I think one of the things that really hit this whole thing home was the fact that after all this time we realized that you only got the other 4 guys around you to rely on, and it's not about managers, it's not about anything else other than the 5 guys in that room. So we came to a really good, strong realization in lieu to that. You know, it was awesome.
So I would imagine that kind of gave you back the feeling that you had when you recorded the first album.
I was just going to say that. It was like we went to a rehearsal studio near our homes where all the local bands rehearse, you know, so we'd go in, another band would be coming out, you know, and they'd be going to like a local gig and stuff like that. And you know, once we get in there, we shut the door would be shut, and there'd be no business people, no managers, no record companies, just the bands fighting it out.
And the chemistry and the metal flowed, by all accounts.
Bella.
Hello. You start your fans young, don't you?
Yes, definitely.
This is what I've been doing in my time off.
All right, well, we've got to go to some commercials right now on this special edition of Headbangers Ball. And we got more Skid Row interviews coming up for you after that. Taking us into the break, some more Skid Row Live. Check the guys out in action at the factory in Milan.
What can I do? Oh yeah. When I've been to see a doctor, I think I'm getting hooked on you. Well, I ain't much for talking. All I got to say is, yeah, I am. What's gonna close your eyes and I'll be Superman? Yeah, I am. Well, come on. She broke her million hearts down Second Avenue. She got a good out cigarettes and designer attitude. Oh no, what can I do to you? I'm a single blind since the first time I died for you. It ain't about the conversation, got to let you know. Close your eyes and I'll be Superman. Yeah, I am. Well, come out and take my nothing while you're playing.
Skid Row and friends joining us here at the Headbangers Ball in Milan, Scotty and Snakey. And actually, this is a question for you, Snake. In a recent interview, you said that recording the album was kind of like an exorcism of sorts. What exactly did you mean by that?
I think being that we were off for such a long time and we didn't have, well, we were on tour for such a long time as well, so you need to sort of step back and take everything in and sort of suss it out for yourself. And for me personally, there was a lot of things that as a human being, I guess I had to tackle in my life and becoming a human being again, you know. And so by writing these songs and actually getting to record the record and the band being as strong as it is now was totally like an exorcism of sorts. Of it's like all these inner demons you got, you know. It was cool.
Because you do need to take time to stand back and see what you've achieved and also to enjoy your success, don't you?
Yes, definitely. I mean, well, you know, that last tour was a long one, man. Yeah, 22 months, you know. So it was like, man, get home and kind of lose each other's phone numbers for a while. And, you know, by the time we got it together, it was like a year later. And we're like, wow, man, time to start writing some tunes, you know. So.
I mean, sort of looking at the 3 albums, the self-titled debut album was kind of very optimistic, very up. Then Slave to the Grind was a little more cynical and angrier and dealing with problems in society. Now for this record, it seems to me, and please do correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that you've kind of looked inwards more and kind of reflected more.
Yeah, absolutely. This record became much more personal than topical. For everyone we seemed to treat every song on its own merit and basis and not sort of in an overall theme. Every song was taken as if it was its own record type of thing. So we sort of took all our energies at that moment when we were writing our songs and just concentrated on what we were trying to say within that one thing. And so I think that as far as inspiration for this record, it was derived a lot from within as opposed to the surrounding things, like how we interpreted things and how our lives have been affected by what we've been through.
Now, as I'm sure you're aware, the rock scene has changed a lot in the last couple of years with the advent of grunge, and a lot of your peers fell by the wayside in the early part of the 90s. I'm wondering if you have any theories on why rock music took that turn?
Music's always going to change, you know. I mean, the thing that changes is the labels. There's so many labels put on in different kinds of music. There's grunge and there's this and there's that and there's this. It's all just music to me. I mean, you know, I mean, it's like you listen to what you like, and if you don't like it, don't listen to it. It's easy, you know.
I agree with you 100% on that. Thank you. So actually that leads us on nicely, because right now we're going to take a little step back from the Skid Row festivities, and we're going to show you a little report on Warrant and their new album, Ultraphobic. And of course Warrant actually nearly proved to be a casualty of the change in rock music in the early 90s, but now they're back. They claim to be stronger than ever, and they've got 2 new members, Rick Steyer and James Kotak, ex of Kingdom Come. So let's have a look at Warrant, Ultraphobic. Here's the lowdown on the record, and as you'll see, Janie Lane just wants you to be open-minded. Just listen with an open mind. So Rob and Rachel are back with me here in Milan, and we'll talk a little bit more about the new record. That's what we're here for. And I was kind of wondering, do you feel that, we talked a little bit about how the album had an overall theme, but do you feel that one song in particular sums up, or you can pinpoint one song that sums up the record really, really well? I mean, obviously the title track, but...
The title track, Remains to be Seen, is another one. It's just about, you know, seeing different people and accepting them for what they are. And also Face Against My Soul. It's just about looking a little bit deeper into people, you know, and seeing what they have on the inside, you know, disregarding anything on the outside, you know. Those 3 songs are kind of almost like a continuation of each of them. But that'll probably be the overall theme of it.
You seem a lot more cynical on this album, I would say.
Cynical? Nah. Well,
No, it's not really cynical.
It's cynical, but I mean, there's always a theory where there's a light at the end of the tunnel and doesn't necessarily mean it's a train, you know what I mean? So
while it might seem a little pessimistic at times, you feel that there's optimistic things going on as well?
Yeah, sure, like Into Another or Breaking Down. Iron Will is just about, you know, those are all positive things. It's about making decisions and just the strength of the spirit inside a person, you know. And Fire Sign, same thing.
Bonehead.
We've already seen the video for My Enemy by Matt Mahurin, that was on earlier in the show. Now, you know, I know when you're writing songs, you probably think more about actually playing them live and than worrying about things like videos and stuff. But also, I think actually videos can be very creative outlet for a band. How do you have a particular approach for videos on this album? Are you going to be very heavily involved?
Well, no, actually we're not. We're not going to be. Well, we had been in the past, and we kind of wanted to take a step back and just let the directors and producers do their thing, you know, and let and we just figured, let's see what happens. You know, we'll just do the music. We'll give them the ball and see what happens.
I'm sorry. Working with Matt Mahern was very different from working with other guys. He communicated with us over the phone, asked us ideas. One morning I called him at like 7 a.m. and I'm like reading a list of ideas for the video for Into Another that'll be coming out, and he just like accepted so much of it and was like, oh, these are cool ideas. You're doing my job for me. Thanks, you know. And
so you just made a total liar out of me.
No, because My Enemy was completely different. That was all Matt. But I mean, he listens to ideas where a lot of directors won't even consider listening to an idea.
I think it's interesting also that there are some kind of semi-acoustic numbers on the album which could prove to be more kind of mainstream, but you did come out with a very strong statement with My Enemy, didn't you? Because that's a pretty hard track.
Yeah, it's just we write and whatever comes out. You know, we don't we don't sit down and go, let's write a ballad today or let's write a heavy tune. We just write and stockpile the songs, and whatever all five of us get off on at once, that's the ones we use. Yeah.
Well, thanks for that. And right now we have to go to our final short break. After that, we're going to be down at the gig with the guys, and I'm going to be finding out when Skid Row are going to return to Europe, because of course they've only been doing a little club tour just to introduce everybody to the new record, but they are hopefully going to come back,
yes.
with a proper headlining tour of Europe. So we'll get all the details on that for you right after this next short break and this live performance excerpt from Skid Row. This is coming to you from the factory in Milan. See you after the break.
Give me your minute, 'cause I'm wrapped in a superstition. Oh, be your chemical to take away the peanuts. Don't make a penalty that's breaking all your fingers. Just slap around a bit, but it takes the best. Carry out another stone as a slave. Ask General lower down, John Levine. These are the natives that will walk across your bed. So the such a nation, all for what it's worth. Be yourself alive, be yourself alive, be yourself alive. Be yourself alive, be yourself alive, be yourself alive. Woo! Come on! Hey! Hey! There's a stairway to the fire. Now my thoughts go up the outside. Here I stare into the fire. I'll be waiting for the rain. Oh yeah. The box I keep myself in closes down my air. So I feel the fire, so I can set the Can it be unfrozen? Can it be unfrozen? Can it be unfrozen? Can it be unfrozen?
Okay, you have made it to the final part of the Headbangers Ball. It's our Skid Row Subhuman Race special. And as you can see, the guys have just come off stage. So, how was the gig? It's great, actually, fantastic.
Oh, well, it was loud. Definitely loud. It feels really good to just play the music, you know, when you got no room to run around. It's frustrating on one hand, especially when you're 7'9" like I am. But so that part's kind of weird, but you know, you really get to concentrate on the music and stuff. So it's great to practice, you know, with people in front of you for the real deal. Thank you. Thanks.
Now, for all the people that couldn't get into these club shows around Europe this time around, I mean, all important question is when you get to come back.
August, end of August, early September, mid-September, sometime around there. So we'll be playing all the bigger places, all the regular size that we did last time, and everyone will be able to see us.
Do you have any idea what bands you're going to bring over with you next time?
No.
Yeah, absolutely not a clue. There's a bunch we want to bring, but we just don't know if they're available or could do it or whatever. But we'll have somebody cool.
I'd love to bring Demolition 23.
Like Monroe's new band?
That would be great. They're doing good in Europe, right?
They are actually, yeah.
I'd love to do that. Help somebody out that helped us out.
Okay, so should we just finish on a final message to all your fans out there in Europe watching?
I would say, hey, it's been a long time, but it's worth the wait. Subhuman Race is coming March 27th, and look out for us live this summer. You could stick your hand in the air, you can laugh, you can shout, you could scream, you could sing, you could jump, you could sweat, you can have a good time. It's okay.
What a way to end the show then. Thank you for that, Sebastian. That's fantastic. And of course, when Skid Row do return to Europe, we will bring you the dates on Headbangers Ball. So all that remains for me to say is to say a huge thank you to all of you. Thanks for having us here in Milan. We've really enjoyed being here. And
it's been a wonderful first 9 years, and we'll see you in 2004.
Wow. Okay then. So cheers to all the guys in Skid Row, and thanks also to Atlantic Records and everybody in the Skid Row crew. We are signing off from Milan. I'll see you next week in the studio. You'll see Skid Row on tour in the summer, so you got to wave goodbye. Cheers. See ya.
Bye. See ya.
I take you like